for me, I am grateful to my wife. She has been super patient. That woman has raised me like a kid. She's been very supportive. She loves what I do. And as much as I'm managing all these other people, she's my manager.
What's up, guys, and welcome to the Art Scene Show. My name is Cheptoik Boyo, and today we have Peter Kawa, who's an actor, a director, producer, and talent manager. Welcome to the show.
Asante sana.
Karibu.
Yeah.
Sasa sisi tunapenda kujua penye watu wametoka hadi penye wamefika. Tupe a short background about yourself.
Wow. Mi story yangu nikaa ni movie.
Okay.
I was born in Nairobi. Matocha ni Bungoma. Nilizaliwa Eastlands. So much of my experience sana during my introduction, I'm a filmmaker. So love yangu ya film na arts ilianzia tu hizo sides. We used to sneak into those kibanda films and then they watch the 5 bob. Funny thing, I used to steal from my mother.
Mother sasa unajua penye do ilikuwa ina disappear.
Tulikuwa tunamwibianga do tunawatch zile movies za Rambo, Van Damme, Commando and stuff like that. And then immediately after the film we would go and actually act it out with our friends. Tunaanza kuvunjana.
Recreate.
And I feel that's where the love for film was born. And then in Primo throughout, I never really engaged as an actor. But in high school, that is when I was introduced towards the end, actually in Form 3. That is when I was introduced to matters acting. Yeah, so...
Form 3, Form 4, watu ukatazwa ku-act.
Exactly.
Na masomo.
You know, for me, I think that is where someone ali noticed, bana, kijana kuna kitu ako nayo, but mbona... So I was actually literally forced to join the drama club and even forced to become organizing secretary. Yeah, so it was fun. Since that time, I think that is when now my momentum picked up.
Wow. Ni mzuri ulifosiwa.
Yeah.
Now you're on the right path.
Yes.
Now, what would you say was your big breakthrough kwa hii industry?
Wow. Again, so tuseme tuendeleshe story mbele. So after high school, I went to Campo because I wanted to join an arts school, but my parents were like, arts kitu gani, lawyer, daktari, communication, IT. So I was enrolled into an IT school, Campo. But somewhere halfway along the way, I was like, no, this is not my thing. So yeah, I started scouting for people who ingiza people into the industry. Yeah, so nikaulize around, and then someone told me, kuna msanii anaitwa Joabes, hebu ndo muulize. And I was like, hey, ni aje Joabes, nimetumwa kwako, I'm an actor. And he was like, yeah, hakuna opening sahi, but uendele, nikipata nitakwambia. So I actually went back to school. I did my diploma, did my exam, and then I failed by 2 points. Okay. And then my lecturer loved me so much. He was like, you are literally, because I was literally one of the best in my class. He would even send me ahead of himself to go and work with other students before he got to them. Wow. So he was like, you have to recite your paper so that you get your paper, the exam so that you get your papers. So I was supposed to recite that particular paper on a Monday.
Which course was this first?
Information management.
Hey.
I say, interesting. Joabes, within that time as I was doing my exams, I had already started working with Joabes in the afternoons. So in the mornings, I would go to school, and in the afternoons, I would go for rehearsals. Unfortunately, I don't know if I should say unfortunately or fortunately, he got me my first gig on Sunday. And that gig was not in Nairobi. It was in Kapsabet.
Wow. Okay.
So I had to travel on Saturday and then perform on Sunday. And we have to stay throughout the whole trip.
The whole week.
So there's no coming back.
So exams.
That was almost 15 years ago.
Na hivyo ndio hauna papers.
That was my breakthrough. I usually give talks. And I usually say it was literally one of the most stupid decisions I ever made. It was stupid, I have to admit, but not regrettable. Yes.
Okay, and it's a sour taste.
Yes.
So are you looking to go back?
Definitely now I would want to, but I now know what I'd want to study. Something different, definitely. And now
So
in line
a whole new...
Yes, in line with what I do now.
Okay.
I'm a filmmaker, I'm an actor. I would want to pursue anything in line with what I'm doing right now. Yes.
Okay. Kudos.
Thank you.
Rudy. So much. Now, in most of your roles, you play these antagonist roles. Do you like it, or do you feel like E-type casting sasa iishe? Which one of the two?
Wow. I've always played the bad guy, and I enjoy it. I enjoy it in the sense that the roles that I play are not necessarily Peter Kawa.
Okay.
Wacha nijipigie debe, sijui kama ni ukweli ama ni. I feel like I'm a nice guy. I'm a nice guy. I'm in touch with my pathos. I respect people, women. I respect elderly people. But then when I play the bad guy, it's like now I'm tapping into that side of mine that I've never really explored, you know. So yeah, I think I've played the devil so very many times. I've played guys who are very murderers and stuff like that. So yeah, I play them to the fullest, and I enjoy it. My most recent role that I've played right now is called Malik in a show called Showmax called County 49. And the beauty of this particular role is that he is an anti-hero. There's a balance between him being the good guy, and he also does very many atrocious things, but with good reason. All these other
bad guy.
Exactly. The other ones they're always just borderline bad. You know, hana reason kwa nini mbaya, ya nataka tu kwa mzi. But for this one, I think there's beauty in it, in the fact that, you know, he has reasons why he does the bad things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, you starred alongside Rita Dominic on, was it Kenyan or Nollywood film?
It was a Kenyan film,
collabo.
actually. It was a Kenyan film. Yeah, she was
Shattered.
the only Nollywood thingy in the film. But everything else, produced, directed, acted by, everything was Kenyan.
Yeah, because I also remember, I think Mumbi Maina was in it.
Yes, Robert Burale. It had big names.
Yeah.
And it was my first role, actually, as a feature film.
Plus 2 billboards to Naziona.
Yes.
Now, how was it working with her?
The experience was nice. I didn't really, my role was not all that big, but most of my scenes I played next to her. It was a great experience. The beauty of it is I never knew that sikuwa najua ni nani. You know, sahi grow many years later. I was like, this chick is royalty.
Yeah.
She's actually royalty.
Nollywood,
you know, no, actually, she's a princess of sorts. You know, one of those tribes in Nini.
Oh,
imagine.
I didn't know that too. I didn't know that one.
So juicy ndo nikiwa nafanya research, I was like, what? And this chick, I was playing around with her. You know, we were doing a lot of Swahili na mfunza. So it was great fun, actually. And I think for me, like I said, it was my first role, feature film. I had never been cast in anything that major. So pia mimi nilikuwa najifunza ku understand, you know, ati back to one, unaambiwa you move to this side, side na come close up yako. But so for me, I was very oblivious of the film language. I just wanted to have fun on set. And looking at the end product, I was like, yeah, I'm proud that I didn't know much.
You enjoyed the process.
Yes.
Hakuwa na expectation ya big payments and all that.
Nothing. Mimi nataka tu kukaa na yeye tujuane.
Yes. Okay. Now, you also feature on South Korean blockbuster Escape from Mogadishu. Wewe ulipataje hii blockbuster?
Ndio nakwambia mimi story yangu ni kama movie tu. It's a novel on its own.
Hii movie tunapenda kusikia na kuiwatch.
Tuanzie wapi? I had just finished filming my feature film Lost in Time, my award-winning feature film Lost in Time. And then suddenly nilikuwa in limbo. I didn't know what I was getting myself into, so I was still looking. And then I had an audition was being done by Nini Washera. I was like, sinijepeleke tu. And most of what she was casting was Somalis. I was like, miss him Somali, but always jua wanaweza pata kamtu fulani pale.
East African look.
You know? So I went and I auditioned for a particular role. I think it was one of the ministers. It is a political thriller, action thriller. So I was like, let me try for this particular role. And she called me later and she was like, the director loves you. However, he would like you to try something different. Now, mark you, I had just flown to Malindi with my wife for our vacation.
Hey. sasa vitu zinakatishwa short.
Ndio tushafika, you know.
Mimi ningekuwa wife ngawambia sasa boss sio piga job, acha mimi nimalize hii vacation.
And she's a very supportive woman, and that's what she did. She was like, you know what, acha mimi nimalizie hii round hii, mimi niko huku we Rudi. And Nini Washeri was like, unapatikana kesho. I was like, wow, saa ngapi? Saa 3. Can I make it by 11 because flights zote nimepata ni za saa 2 saa 3 na. So yeah, I got to Nairobi. I went there for the audition. Again, this is where the film is, the story is. She gives me the script. Nilikuwa nishasoma kwa ndege nikikam. So I was super prepared. So I come on set and here I am. Kuna scene naongea and then I'm smoking. You know, and then so many nikatoa pencil yangu kwa mfuko. I do that a lot. So I'm doing my lines, doing this, and she was like, "Wait, hold. What is that?" I was like, "I'm smoking." No. If you're smoking, smoke. And then she actually went to her pack and she was like, "Dude, ndio hiki GT hapa." And I was like, so Nini, there's one thing that you need to know about me. Most of my contracts, they usually have an extra clause that I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't. And she was like, you're an actor. Shika. I was like, Nini hapana, you know. And Nini is a friend, you know. So nikaanza kuvuka some lines and I'm like, Nini unajua. And she was, alifika mali and she was like, dude, tuko job. So usikuja kuniambia story ya Nini. Ati you're either doing this or we call it off. Mm-hmm. And she actually stormed out.
Yeah, amejam
akienda sawa. So his assistant, who's a good friend of mine also, and this is a brother who adores me, is called Luchamozi. He comes and tells me, wacha ujinga wewe, unataka kupoteza kazi mzuri kwa sababu ya ati nini? Kama nikushow. Went to the park, put it on my lips, and was like, akaiwasha. And then immediately the first smoke Nini, akaniambia toa, do your lines. Oh, I was like, oh, okay. So
so you're not inhaling.
I did not, you know. And he was like, that's the way to do it. And before I could even take a breather, he was like, Nini, he's ready, come. And that is how I got my role, imagine. And wow. I came and did it. And she was like, Urona, you want to lose a good job because of why? And that particular take is what made the director love me even more.
Wow.
Then I was flown to Morocco. 2 months down the line, I shot the film. And again, the beauty of it is when I did, it was literally my first scene, the one that I auditioned with. Mm-hmm. I remember it was in the middle of the night and we have like different Korean, there were like 150 of them, and then Moroccan, 150 of them, that is crew. So the place was just full.
Huge.
Yes. So here I am, I'm acting next to their big guys, whom again, mark you, I had not done research. Again, for a good reason.
Answer to research.
No, I think it's a good thing that I don't usually do the research. Because when I do the research afterwards, that's when I realize I have literally been working. So nilichokozawa say, you know me, I was supposed to be the bad guy. And I'm like a karao of sorts, and then I come to their face and I smoke and I police or whatever in their faces. Mm-hmm. Hey, me, I was having fun. The first take, the director says, cut. And everyone clapped. Because of how I actually did the role. And then I had the director shout, where can someone show that guy how to light a cigarette in the wind? And everyone was like, wait, he does not know? And someone told them, he's not a smoker.
He's not a smoker.
And then they clapped again. They're like, this guy is really good. And for me, that was one of the highlights on that particular show, on that particular film, that I actually nilibeba show.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
It was a nice
So
experience.
2 months wewe umeishi Morocco.
Nilikaa to Morocco.
Wow.
I only came back to Nairobi in between for the Kalash Awards where I won the whatever's, and then went back to finish up the shoot.
So was that one of the biggest projects ushai kuwa ndani?
It was the biggest.
It was the biggest. Okay, yes. Okay.
Tulipwa vizuri, tulititiwa. I was a star. Me, I've never been treated like that. And yeah, I think and this is vitu muka mnazo Kenya, and I was like, I wish Kenya tungekuwa hapo hivyo.
What was this treatment yenye hujawahi treatiwa?
Acha nisikudanganya, mimi nikuja nikachukuliwa na Mercedes Benz kwa airport. Ulikuwa unalala kwa 5-star hotel. Wow. Just next to the beach. Uko na room yako, kila kitu, you are treated kai.
And Morocco is expensive.
Wewe. And then you see the parking lot down there. That is where the set is, like literally 50 meters away. but they still have a car downstairs waiting for you to take you 50 meters to that nini.
To the set.
I was like, guys, watching, but I can walk. You know, they're like, but you know, you're the star. I'm like, cheeky. Ntajipanga, I'll get there.
Bado hiyo ijafika kwa reda.
So it was nice. The experience was just nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now you also produced your first film.
Yes.
Your second film, not sure. Christmas Love. Was it the first or the second?
I've produced many short films. I produced my first feature film, which was Lost in Time. And now the next project was Christmas Love. So Christmas Love is just among other many short films that I've done.
You've done. Yes. Now this Christmas Love featured Abel Mutua, Grace Kirapa, Mulamwa, among other big names. I just want to know, what was the most challenging thing about producing this film?
The fact that niliharakisha. Niliharakisha, and everyone tells me that, and I agree. I had applied for a film fund with DocuBox.
Okay.
On a particular October. And then wakaniambia ngoja kidogo bado nini, because it was a competition of sorts. So I had to wait. So baraje jury wajafanya, and I was like, guys, this is a Christmas film.
Before Christmas.
We need to be shooting, and they're like, ngojea, you know, it's not in our hands. I was like, you know what? I'm shooting it. So I didn't have money, I didn't have anything, so I sat down and started on
script writing.
Proposals. The script was already there.
Oh, script was there.
Well, the idea. So the script writer. This is a story that had been in my system for 9 years.
Okay.
I had this story in my nilikuwa nishaandika mpaka template, every scene what I'd want to be captured. I had even cast Masimasika in it. Because the whole idea was born in our home. Yes, nilipatanga tuka story fulani nikaangalia nikaona ati mtu yeye amebeba placards yeye amebadilisha nini. I was like, this could be a nice film. Then I started tengenezing it pole pole from 2012. And then I would have my own personal life experiences I would add in there, whatever in the film. So by last year is when I was like, you know what, let's do it. And then I talked to my friend Eddie Joy, and I was like, niandikie script. So sasa ile anaandika mimi natafuta do. Sasa ile anaandika mimi natafuta crew. Sasa ile anaandika mimi napigia say cast simu. So that's when I had to approach the likes of akina Abel, akina Mulamwa. And for me, I was very particular about what I needed from them. Because now after having done a couple of films, I was like, the next frontier of what Kenya struggles with is distribution and marketing. Yeah. So for me, I was going for celebs to help me sell the film.
So if Mlamwa posts to his millions,
that was the idea.
it goes viral. So that's a clever one.
That was the idea. So even Abel is an outstanding actor. I've always loved him from the word go since I saw him on Tidy High, and I've watched most of his stuff. And amefanya comedy mob. And even when I approached him,
and he's like, good in comedy.
Yes, and he told me, hey bro, reading this story of yours, it's a very serious drama. Uko sure utaki nitakuangusha mimi? Nikamwambia no. I believe you can do it. And I believe you can do it because I want you, number one, as an actor, but more so, I need to share. I need you to share with me your audience. What do you think? And he was like, bro, I'm on board. So I called these other people and everyone. I had such positive, and for me, I'm ever grateful to these guys. And they would tell me, you know what, me, I'll come on board. Whatever you'll pay me, I'll take. I had a small budget kando, definitely, but they were like, you know what, if you need anything else, just let me know. Abel even told me, you know what, I can see in the script you need a Porsche car. See me, I have my Mercedes Benz. I'll come with my Mercedes Benz. I was like, bro, God bless you.
Wow.
So yeah, I had so much favor from all these people, from Robert Burale, Mulamwa himself. I even had Pascal Tokodi, even loan me his wife. I had good friends around me.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what was the harrowing part that your friends critiqued you about?
You could tell that the story could have been better, especially the ending. Or people actually say, it could have been a good feature film. This should not have been a short film. Because just when I had hooked the audience was already falling in love with my characters, and then imeisha.
It's ending. Credits ndio hiyo.
Hata kwa cinema. Movie ilikuwa inaisha, and then you have 3 halls full. Kila mtu anatoka nje na kuangalia hivi.
Buda. Unaribu story hivyo.
Guys were so mad. And I understood why. So that's the bit where everyone was like, uliarakisha. Had you just taken your time and looked for good funding even, you know, fleshed out the story a bit more, it would have been a beautiful feature film. And you never know, it would have... That Oscars tungekuwa tunazienda, you
platforms,
know.
yeah.
Yeah. Wow. So that's what people actually point out. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, let's talk about talent management. What attracted you to talent? Not attracted you to talent. What attracted you to being a talent manager?
I have a mantra that I usually use since back in the day. And it's called pass it on. Pass it on. I usually say I would not be the man that I am today had it not been for someone called Jabez. Had Jabez not said, Kawa, I have an opportunity, come. And he built me from the scratch, from the ground up. He was like, I love your acting and you're very passionate. I can see you also have some leadership skills. Niku is a stage management. And I became a stage manager within a few months, actually.
Wow.
And from there, he was like, I like your, expression. Able to nene marketing mbili tatu. And we would go to different schools and he would teach me the ropes. With time, he would be like, Ebu nezanishikilisi kidogo nimekimbia mali. And he taught me so much that by the time I was wrapping up Mamba Traveling Theatre, I was like a fully fledged, well-rounded artist. I was like, I love this. And he was very passionate about imparting the same knowledge that he had on every other different person he would meet. I was like,
so he was freely sharing.
I love that spirit.
Yeah, which is good, actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he has so many children out here. It's not just Peter Kawa. Ukitembea pale theater by there, unaweza kutana watu wengi watakwambia mimi nipite kwa mikono ya Joabes. And Joabes is the one who taught me what I know. So for me, I was like, I want this spirit to also pass it to different other people. So that's why I started my talent management. I was, every time I would hear of an opportunity somewhere, I'd be like, siwezi patikana, but can I recommend someone? Because the beauty of it is that I used to go to the National Theatre a lot. I would just, unajua na producer, sindio? So you would go and talk to the producer, hey, sina do, lakini can I sit in the huko nyuma? Just watch the play. Then I would watch a play and I would see people performing and I was like, but I've never seen this guy somewhere, anywhere. I would go backstage after the show, buddy, my name is Peter Kawa, what's your name? I love your performance. Has anyone told you have a voice to die for? They're like, and imagine I'm not even thinking about the money or exploiting these people. I just want them to be seen out there. And people would be like, no, nipe namba yako. And so I would be cast for something and I'd be like, I'm not available, but can I recommend someone? And that's how people get into the game.
Yeah.
Or sometimes they would need extras. Then they kuna vijana wengi wamekuona kwa TV ama wamekuona kwa stage and they're like, Kawa, pimi nataka kuingia acting, I don't know how. But kama hakuna job.
Yeah.
But then when I hear of extra jobs, me I would be like, we, nani, nikutuma ukimbi mali fulani? And then they would go and they whatever. Sometimes most of them would even call you and tell you, lakini sina fare kukimbia huko. Then you take from your coffers. Unaambia wife ni aje ile pesa ya maziwa. Situipeleke hivi. Unatumia msee mpesa aenda na afanya job yake. But then akifanya anapewa kitu ka punch. Unaangalia
tena kuitisha hiyo transport.
Wife akakuja akaniambia, hey, we are young couple now. Tunachukua sana kwa zetu. How about if you start charging something small on these guys? But I'm like, wanalipo 500. Akaniambia, then how about if you push them to be cast for something bigger that pays 2K or 3K?
Yes.
Something that can return exactly. The transport. So chukua ka percentage, That's my wife. Very kai that woman. So so we would start now looking at how do we get our actors, hata kama ni wadogo extras, how do we get them to the next level? Ndio payrolls featured na nini. So you'd start calling them kando, unaanza kuambia, so wewe juu ukifika kwa set utaambwa back to one nini. So unaanza kuwapea the basics of screen acting.
Yes.
Again, that's a bit of investment. So we were like, hapana, so tumeanza ku give more into this acting thing. Fanya hivi, tufungue kampuni. And that is where now management started.
Fully fledged talent management.
And that's where it began, imagine.
Wow.
That's how it began.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, you have managed Azziad.
Yes.
Or still managing.
Still do.
Nyce Wanjeri, Celestine Geshui, among others.
Yeah.
So tuanze tu na Azziad. Because huyo ndo phenomenon.
Yes.
Tunataka kujua more about. How did you identify her?
we met in 2018. She had just left high school. And she came to Nairobi, and one of her high school teachers was like, you know what, there's a teacher who used to teach here akona theater group Nairobi. Can I connect you with, because uko drama festivals uko sawa, isnetonga solo verses na nini, choral verses. And she was like introduced to this friend of mine called Walter Sitati. Now I used to work with Walter very closely because we used to produce most of his plays together.
Yeah.
So I meet this girl, very beautiful and very energetic and very talented, but very clueless about what the industry is about.
Yeah.
You know.
Especially from my school.
Yes.
And then from Western to Nairobi.
Exactly.
Hey, yeah.
So we were like, you know what? Hapa kuna mahali tunaweza tembea pamoja. And you know, by then I had already started the management thing, and I had wanted to, you know, try my hand at picking out now people and starting with them kwenda mbele. So me, I was like, chick, can I manage you? And she was not the only one, actually. By that time, I think we had Ben Teke, who was also part of the cast. We had a brother called Ramsey. I saw Pauline Chialo. So these guys were in the same team. So I came with a bunch of contracts. Contracts mingi nikamwambia si mimi nafanya talents management, naweza manage actually. And they were like, yeah, you know, see management ni nini, just sign, one day you will know. I will just know that when you're called for a job, niite mimi nikunegotiate, because pia niko na
easier way easier than kama una talent manager kuwa na lawyer.
Yes.
Ama tu a normal manager.
Otherwise utenda zile contract.
You'll be messed up.
Yes. You know, me I've heard of there's a situation that I always use just to tell people the beauty of having a management. Ati mtu alikuwa na perform kwa stage live, and then sile enda kuchange akakutana na big corporate guy that wanafanya kazi naye, akamwambia kabla uingie kwa stage sign kitu hapa hivi, akachukua na akasign haraka na akaenda. By the time I'll realize nini amefanya, na anakuja naambiwa tu live cheki sio kwa basi usha sign. I mean ndio unalia ndio, lakini ukweli ulisign. So she did not even read
the contract.
But niko sababu anajua ni wase wamefanya kazi nao before,
they wouldn't mess me up. Maybe una sign this performance is free.
Anapata kumbe jina yake inatumika kutengeneza mamilioni huko nje, yeye anakuja na percentage kingine Kenya hata hizi. So this is what I used to tell these guys, please let's consider having a man, someone who can actually look at your contract, someone who already has some roots in the game, that you know, mimi najua nani ana handle kitu yeni aje budaye, nasikia wewe una handle biashara, situongee bana, jenge hapa na mimi nikujenge pale, you know. So that's how I started, and that's how I got Azziad. I'm sorry nilienda hivi.
No, ni sawa.
So we did the plays at the National Theatre 2018, the whole of 2018, the whole of 2019, but
so all you were negotiating for her for the plays.
By then in plays alikuwa already anajua na the producer and director, so and then pia bado pia nilikuwa producer. So I can't negotiate with myself, but I knew that we were not giving them a raw deal. So all this time I keep telling my guys, take photos. You know, most of these casting directors, when you call you, we ask for photos.
Yes.
We ask for a showreel. We ask for a small bio.
Usitume Instagram
sina time ya kuzunguka kote. You know,
there's a phone zo kwanga mbovu sana.
Yes. So I tell them, enda kwa studio.
Group picture.
Enda kwa studio, vaa vizuri, piga ka makeup kidogo. You know, ama vaa suti kidogo, vaa ka t-shirt to vary, to show people that these are the different roles I can play.
Yeah.
And when now people like casting directors, when they ask for photos, I just present them. Ni aje huyu dem anajiweza, ni nakutetea. But kama hauna,
there's nothing you can give out.
Exactly. And then by then I had also started doing my research, and I realized that the next frontier is social media. I had already studied mbele, so I would encourage them once in a while, fungua ka page. They would be like, mimi nenda namuza jina yako na nafungua page. Ukiingia kwa phone yangu sahi, under my profile Peter Kawa on Facebook, I have like 17 other Facebook pages. Zenye wengine walikuwa wanasema tu you know for what, mimi nafungua na kaa nayo, nafungua Twitter na kaa nayo. Even Twitter Azziad tulifungua tukanyamaza page, tukafungua tukaekanga tukando. Siku ile ali trend 2019, it was actually 2020. When she trended, that's when she was like, wow, now I understand. My pages kaanza go live.
The pseudos sasa
na uzuri tuko na ile yetu sasa.
Your original sasa.
Exactly. So no one can actually, and right now they're all, you know, blue ticked. You know, so that means
so at least yote iko aligned.
Yes. And that goes for every other artist that I manage. The Nyce Wanjeris, the Ben Tekes, was Jackie Kafoi. I now added a couple. I'm blessed enough to have more people on board. Minne. Kariuki, Mellisa Kiplagat. So it's in a group pole and at a time.
Nice.
I don't take it for granted. Yeah.
Now, Azziad seems to be the big girl in town, bagging all, or most, let's say most brands. What do you think is the secret to her success? Because people think,
aliamka tu,
si alidance, akaanza kupost na hiyo story imeisha hapo.
That girl is multi-talented. She's an actor. She's a presenter. She's very eloquent. She's a radio presenter. So people just think she's just a dancer. But she actually even tells we tell all our clients that we are not dancers. In fact, if anything, dancing is just by the way. It's like
a small part of her
but
brand.
We want to be actors, so call us for such. So the girl is multi-talented and she pushes herself. So the one thing that really makes her this successful, niyo kujituma. She knows what she wants. She pushes herself. In fact, if anything, I call her my boss because she understands. So mimi kazi yangu ni kufollow kile anauliza. I can advise here and there. I can come up with a bigger plan, but she will tell you, you know what, as you're working on your bigger plan, just know your plan needs to align with my dreams, and my dreams are to do this and this and this. Take me to Hollywood. How do we go about it? And then for me now is to work on a roadmap. I want to do radio. Work on a roadmap. Just know end product end game ni radio. That is how we've been working.
So she's ambitious by herself.
Super ambitious.
Which is good because a lot of talented people are lazy as ingine. So you have the talent, but you don't want to post that picture. You don't want to go for photo shoot. You don't want to be on time.
You don't want to go for that workshop.
Audition, rehearsals. You just don't want.
Yes.
But nothing comes out of nothing.
Very true.
Yeah. So do talents approach you or do you approach them?
Both.
Yes. So anyone can inbox you like on an interview?
I've had so many. And I've turned down so many.
So what makes them tick for you to manage them?
Okay,
what's the criteria?
This is going to crucify. Hii kienda public, they will be crucified.
Ni sawa, kila mtu ako na preference.
First of all, I think there must be a very clear understanding of what talent is. So if I see that there is talent, na pia mwenye ushaitambua kwamba uko nayo, then follow through. Start building up on it. So if I see kale kabidi ndani yako, na mukupea tu exams to 2 to 3 just to see if you actually want to follow up. So me, I'll be like, do you have photos? Be like, no, I don't. Okay, let me introduce you to my photographer. He will charge you this much and upige. Unataka how much time? I'll give you a month. If in a month or 2 you've not piga the photos, hiyo ni step ya kuonyesha ya kwamba okay, so do you have any video? No. So you've not acted anywhere? No. You don't have a show reel? No. What I can do, let me look for a monologue for you. Record yourself in front of your camera. Just record something. Let me see what you can do. Again, usipotuma my Bluetooth itaanza kufuata. There are those that I've turned down that do not necessarily fall under that criteria, at in lazy or anything, but some of them move up because I feel like they are too big for me. There are those who have come to me and I'm like, "Ay, bro, why me? I'm a small fish." There are bigger agencies and management or companies out there. They're like, "No, I think we believe in what you, because you're very hands-on," which is very true. I'm very hands-on with my clients. So but you do inaniogopeshanga most of the time unaona nikidrop wengine. It's because and afu najiuliza, what do you want of me? I mean, kama ni negotiate, you already look like you can speak for yourself. Kama ni kama ni kujipackage, I can already see your social media platforms are already working. What do you need me for? But some of them would still insist, and some of them have turned out well. Yeah, so no regrets so far.
Okay.
Yes.
Wacha kujiunderestimate.
You need to imposter syndrome.
You are there. You are the manager.
Yes.
To manage others. What's the secret to longevity kwa hii industry? First, as an actor, because we're now over a decade kwa hii industry.
Yes.
And then also as a talent manager to artists who are coming up.
Keep reinventing yourself. Not necessarily in terms of, kurukaruka kila mahali, because that's what I am. I'm an actor. nimejaribu directing, nimeingia management, bado kidogo nasikia nimerudi acting. I wouldn't advise that much, but I would say whatever you find and you hold on to, keep building upon that. If you're an actor, by all means, go to as many workshops as possible. Keep finding different roles to try out. Try out stage performances. Challenge yourself a bit more. Go for roles that are unlike who you are. Something you've not done before. Go for something like that. That keeps you relevant within the game. Yeah. People will be like, I never saw that angle of that actor. I think now I know. Now I can cast them for something I never thought they would.
Yeah.
I've many people have always been afraid of casting me for roles that have emotions, because tumemzoea kama the bad guy.
Always go Alejandro.
And then I got a chance to just show people kidogo too that I can actually be emotional and I have pathos as an actor. And someone was like, yep, able to cast for County 49. I think there are some moments where we can milk these moments, and there's an episode that is coming. Actually, I know this. I don't know when this will be airing. But then it's actually this tonight. Oh, there's an episode that even the producer came and told me, yep, Apana will kill. Because now I have my character has a wife. Mm-hmm. And kuna mahali mnagombana mpaka inafika mahali mna. You can tell this is deep.
I watched the episode 1 of County 49. Ooh. And so it's Nyokavi.
Yes.
She told me Nyokafi, not Nyokabi.
Mara ingine nimesikia naitwa Nyofaki.
Your coffee is your wife, script wife.
Yes. So keep pushing yourself, trying out challenging roles, things that you've never done before. Prove to the producers that you can still stay in the game for a while. As a filmmaker, definitely try as many projects as possible. Usilale. If you have a script, amka. Kama una camera, hire a friend. Talk to a friend. Don't just talk. Unfortunately, many of us talk a lot. We talk a lot about what we want to do, where we want to be, but we don't just step into the waters and start wading. Yeah. For talents management, again, more or less the same thing. Keep in reinventing yourself. Step into the waters. Ikishaanza kuboeka, look for other waters again. Keep doing until forever. Workshops and a mob. Yeah, I think, and network a lot. Don't stay in the same place for long. Okay. If you feel like we may exhaust Nairobi, start looking for agents in South Africa, in Nigeria. Bump into someone and be like, hey, I like your acting. Hey, can we do something together? Next time utasikia you are the next big thing in Nollywood and Hollywood.
Actually, just even email your show reel.
That's the thing.
Very easy nowadays.
Usikae tu, usipumzike tu. I think that's, for me, is the secret. Yeah.
County 49. Oh. What should guys expect in this series?
County 49. County 49 is a beautiful show. Ooh, it's a beautiful show. There's so much. I think we could even spend an extra hour actually just talking about County 49. County 49 is an action political thriller. It comes at the right time because now the country we've just gone through a phase where we've gone through political challenges and we've emerged on the other side successful. Mm-hmm. However, now what happens in our story is people have all the wealth as a county, but unfortunately kuna wale watu wabaya tu lazima wapitishe mikono zao mahali hizo coffers, and people are disgruntled. So a lot of what happens in this show is people rioting and pulling stunts like kidnapping the governor.
I think really penye ilishia hiyo episode walikuwa wamekidnap governor.
And the story is heavy in the sense that I play a character that is not a superhero per se, but he's a Jack Bauer of the show. So he's there to go and save the governor. And as much as he's going to save the governor, his wife is also in the mix, who's also like the chief of staff of the governor. Mm-hmm. So he has a lot of reason to actually go for the bad guys. Mm-hmm. So people should expect a lot of action. Mm-hmm. People should expect a lot of suspense. Every episode ends with a cliffhanger. And this has been done in such a way that you've never seen in Kenya before, because the directors and producers and even the executive producers, they are all in this show. The crew, as in hapa watu wakuwa na bahatisha. When you watch the show, you are like, this is well done. This is well acted.
Wanajua vitu
wanajua nini wanafanya hawa.
What would you say is the most challenging role you've ever played?
Allow me to.
Okay.
Allow me to.
We still have time.
Allow me to 2 roles I've played. Allow me to start with County 49, which is most current right now in the conversation. I don't usually look this big. Mko nimekata kidogo.
Yes. Maintaining.
Yes. When I went for the audition, Kariuki akaniuliza, dude, are you fit? I'm like, yeah. Niko fit kwani sionekani. I was like, okay. So in the callback, he called me aside and told me, bro, this is an action thriller. So that means that you are going to fight a lot. You're going to jump through hoops. You're going to, who knows, maybe jump over cars. And I was like, yeah, I can do it. And immediately in Kambua, we are starting in a month. Chini ya maji nikienda enroll into a gym. Immediately. So I pushed myself too much. Because when the gym instructor was like, dude, whatever you're looking for needs like 3 or 4 months.
Yeah, see your key for.
So, me, I was like, no, we are starting next month. I need to be ready by next month. So every day I would go to the gym and I would push myself and I would go home and my body is not mine, literally. Nilikuwa naumwa kila mahali. And even on set, if you watch the first 2 episodes, my walking style is very different. Nilikuwa naumia squats, nilikuwa nazipiga my friend leg days.
Leg days are the worst.
My body was in pain. And then there was even a time nilipinda shingo vibaya. One of those fight scenes, and then I was swinging my head and
straight.
So I acted with that shingo mbaya for quite a while. So my fellow actors would be turning on my side and I was turning like this. Nyokafe likes making fun of that. But yeah, I had so much fun. I had to push myself. The stunt work, the fight scenes. There was a time I even fought 8 guys at the same time. And I was like, Twende, I don't need a stunt double. Me, I will do it. So for me, it was the most challenging role I ever played. I even learned how to ride a motorbike.
Wow.
There was a scene where I atina bebo. Atina waswanduthi. Niliambia director wongo. Nani? Mimi. The star of the show, the bebo na nduthi. Nilimwambia no. And it's like there are like 15 other nduthis. It's like a guy's driving in a convoy. After me nimebebo. I was like, wait. And the next day I actually went to mta. Paid mso anduthi. Namwekea ngata ya punch. Na nampea punch. Naambia dude nizungushe pale kwa kiwanja. Akanifunza 2 days 3 days. Napata pia ID wetu pia kwa nduthi. Just nikuwekea ngata. Apiga round kwa sasa. And I shot my scenes riding my motorbike. Nice. And it looked nice. So for me, I think that is the most challenging and I enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. The next one is literally one of the first roles I ever played that was a main. Sumu La Penzi. I played Oscar. Mm-hmm. Now Oscar is a pimp. Yeye ndio analetea the clubs, analetea wasichana kwa club. Mm-hmm. Peter Kawa was newly married.
Hey,
I was like,
contradict your story.
I was like 3 months into marriage, and I was a staunch Christian. Mm-hmm. And here I am being given now a role where I'm supposed to play a pimp. Pimp, my friend.
Haiko inaingia kwa roho. Uko una believe your story.
Naangalia script TV, I'm like, director, producers, can I like the role, but can we have disclaimers in my contract? That please let me not touch any woman inappropriately. Please let me not use any language that is derogative. Please let me not smoke. And the producer was like, actually the writer loved me so much in that role. And she was like, me, I'm going to push for you. She went and told the producer, I know this guy can hack it. Just listen to what he has to ask for. So they actually included all these things in my contract. So here I am. I'm supposed to act as a pimp.
Christian pimp.
My friend, I think there were places I went to as a character. I was like, wow, I didn't know I could go there. Sometimes I would look at chicks and by the time they call cut, I would go and apologize to them.
Like, you have undressed all of them.
Yes, they would tell me that. They would be like, dude, I could literally see you undressing me with your eyes. I was like, yeah, I was in character, but chick, I'm so sorry.
It is not me.
But then when they were like, stand by and action, I would go into this world. And I think that role stood out for me and many people remember me for that role. Mm-hmm. So I pushed myself and as much as I enjoyed it, every time I would go and in some corner and beat myself up. It was a very challenging role, but I loved it. It's literally one of my best roles the best roles I ever played. Yeah.
Let's talk marriage, as you have just said. First, you are a father.
Yes.
And your daughter actually starred in one of your movies.
Yes.
Nyce Kawa.
Yes.
Did she ask you if she can be one of the cast? Ama you just identified that talent and said, I think you're good to play this?
My daughter has been talented kwanza kitambo, and she's been very outspoken, very eloquent, and very creative. During the pandemic 2020, she did a lot of vlogs za YouTube, and she would actually tell you, isn't the YouTube, and she would take our phones and she would place them somewhere, and she'd tell, so guys, she's been watching most of these YouTubes, toy wa maju waki unveil my toys, and she would do that. She would take people through the house, and she's like, so guys, my mom is here, she's doing her work, and dad is there doing his lines.
I hope ako under your management.
Yes, she is. So, but we loved what she was doing. So my phone is full of videos that we are yet to put on YouTube. But I was like, no, knowing this industry, then kama nataka ingia mapema, wacha some kwanza. Anaanza kiburi, kanaweza muingia kichwa. We're like, no, wacha akae. But the interesting thing, when I'm thinking of Christmas Love, the film, funny thing, Christmas Love is about a father and his daughter. And most of the moments in that film are actually my relationship with my daughter.
Wow. She's the best one to play.
Yes, I was literally doing a film about my own life. Because I did not even attend her own her baptism. Job. Tumesota, my friend. Lazima ni provide. And I had just been cast for this small role somewhere, and they were paying 15K. And I was like, tuliangalia na wife tukasema, by the way, unajua tujalipa rent hii mwezi. Alafu kesho tukoshwa vile tunakula. Najua kesho ni mtu yana baptiziwa, but ukweli ni allow tuende nitafute hiyo nifanyie hii shughuli. And she was like, no problem, go. So I called my friend Eddie Joe, who's the godfather of the child. Kuja usimamie mtoto wako wewe. Mimi nikaenda. The guy to date is still mad at me for having missed one of the most pivotal moments of my daughter's life. And I put that in the film. So when we were doing the film, I had already cast definitely like a small girl. My daughter was 6 years old by the time I was doing the film. But me, I wanted like a 4-year-old, like a very, my daughter anaka kierere tayari at 6. So I needed this naive looking, very nice looking. So I went for a 4-year-old, 5-year-old. So I cast a small girl for the role on the film. And I prepared, but everyone was like, uko sure you hujapata time poa ya kudevelop kutengeneza mtoi, uko sure? So for me, usemanga makosa ilikuwa ni yangu, that I did not take time to prepare this little girl. So unfortunately, on the first day, I have this big day where I have like 40-50 people on set. It's a scene where it's a hall.
Where?
I have extras on stand.
Shut down immediately.
Scene 1. So my daughter, wife akasema, kwa sababu ni scene ya watoto wengi wanact kwa stage. The Christmas stories where you have kondoo, watoto, Yesu anazaliwa. So my daughter was supposed to be one of the kondos. So I have this small girl in the main role, and then I start shooting my first scene. Aliona tu makamera na kila kitu, she froze.
Na kila mamacho yote adults.
And na AD anakuangalia kwa buda, tunapoteza time. And we have just that one day in that hall. I was like, nikena nikabembeleza mtoi tukaongea, but amekataa kabisa. And that's when I knew nimejingiza. Then the beauty of it, her sister was already there also, pia she's older. I took her sister nikasema acha nitumie sister yake basi nikamreplace na sister yake. I was like, no, but sister yake is older and she's already losing what I had intended for this first role. Nimekwama.
Kondo ya.
Nikakumbuka wait. Niko na mtoto wangu hapa hivi na Juliet. Kuja hapa wewe. I introduced her to Abel and immediately the rapport, the relationship clicked like pop. I was like, akafanyia scene ya kwanza. When she did it, I was like, so idea ni hivi na you'll do this and this. We sat back, action, and she did it. Well, by the time we called cut, and this is not, unajua watu wengi ufikirianga nadanganya. Nilipigwa makofi na tukawa 3. Wewe unatusumbua hapa, kumbe unajua uko na talent. Long story short, that's how it ended up. So she was not supposed to play that role. Yes.
So has she starred in any other production?
No, not yet. We've been taking her to different auditions. We have not yet landed any opportunity yet. However, I'm trying to teach her to be patient. Because unfortunately sometimes industry yetu mtu anaweza kuwa demoralized akifikiria kwamba people don't like me because I'm not talented. It's because there are many other factors that come into play. Maybe ufanani na the family that you're supposed to be cast for, or 1-2 reasons.
Yeah.
So yeah, but we are still trying to find the best thing for her. God willing, something will come. Yes.
As a young married man, ama maybe you're not young, because najua hujafika 40, so you're a young married man.
Tuko tu hapo kwa brim.
Yes, late 30s.
Yes.
How is marriage taking you? Because you speak about it.
Yes.
With respect.
Yes.
With love.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming ni poa, but wait tuambie.
Overall, marriage is good. It has its perks, and the perks are beautiful. Let no one ever lie to you that it has no challenges. Utafikiri umeingia huko ukijua unajua unafanya nini. Hata utaenda ukalisho chini uende seminars kila kitu, but once umeingia pale you will realize marriage ni nyinyi wawili msikizane. Right? Don't go copy pasting stuff from outside. Don't go unafuata wase me I like what you guys are doing. Let me go replicate it in my own. Itagonga ukuta. Enda msikizane na wako. And unfortunately me I've grown up in the old fashioned ways. So sometimes me I don't know how to be romantic na kucheza na msichana vizuri. So msichana saa zingine anakuambia dude nifungulie mlango bwana nini what is hold my hand once in a while. So I'm like why should you, but we grow in it pole pole. And for me I am grateful to my wife. She has been super patient. That woman has raised me like a kid. She's been very supportive. She loves what I do. And as much as I'm managing all these other people, she's my manager. As we are seated right now, she has access to my email. And if she has access to my social medias. If she sees someone DMing me, like, unaweza patikana and sahi niko hapa. And she's like, hiki tunatakana haraka. She has my photos. She has my bio.
She will send... Chap.
And she will do the invoices even if anything.
Wow.
She will go through my contracts and she'll be like, hapa hivi kuna shimo hapa unakubali sawa. Lock it. Even in Morocco the Korean whatever producers, they didn't want to talk to me. They're like, no, let's talk, we want to talk to your manager, not you. You umekuja kuact.
Yeah. It eases
my
stuff.
wife, she's been supportive, and so I am enjoying it. That does not mean that hatutaendelea kukosana ni kawaida. I usually tell her we have 80 years to go together. Ukikasirika sahi utakasirika for 80 years. But yeah, it's a beautiful place to be.
How many years have you been married?
We are clocking 10 years in the next few months.
Okay. Nyinyi mshapita danger zone. Mko sawa.
Hopefully.
10 years in.
Yes.
What's the one major thing that you've learned?
Compromise. Compromise, it's not just about you. You became one. So that means wako pia atafika mahali ataanza kuuliza, can we meet halfway? So there are those things you have grown up with, you've grown up knowing. Itafika mahali sasa unajua you are meeting someone who's been raised on the other side pia na style yake. So itabidi mkutane katikati, mseme you know what, let me compromise this as you compromise that, tukutane katikati and let's agree that's how we're going to live. And I have to admit, as much as I'm the one compromising a lot, pia yeye amecompromise vitu mob sana. This lady picked me up when I was literally nothing. I won't lie to you. I was a struggling artist. And she was like, me, I'm going with you the way you are. Me, I'm going with you the way you are. You know,
so sweet.
And immediately we got married. I got my first job after 2 months. My first Sumu La Penzi. That is, since Sumu La Penzi to date, I've never stopped working.
Wow.
Kuna venye tu kuna tubaraka tu kamingi tu kishaje.
Sema hivyo, kuna tubaraka tu kamingi.
Yes, it is true. If you do it right, if even the spirit itself will just allow you to flow well with things, everything will just fall into place. Yes.
Marriage works.
Yeah, marriage works. It's not devoid of its challenges, but marriage works. Yes.
What is the state of the industry now?
Well, straight to the point. Umeuliza tu swali.
Kutoka kwa marriage back to the industry.
There's something beautiful happening in the industry. We are at a place where there's like I'm going to butcher this word, renaissance. It's like the industry is coming out of the ashes. It's like a phoenix of sorts. We've had opportunities back in the years, early 2000s, where the industry was, when we had films like Nairobi Half-Life, we had films like Walking with Lions, Constant Gardener, Hollywood films being shot in Kenya.
Yeah.
We were even ahead of Nollywood back in the day.
Far.
By far, technically, artistically, and all that. But I don't know what happened somewhere along the way. There was a big dip. But right now, chini ya maji, people have been improving pole pole, and right now things are surfacing. And people are starting to notice what Kenya is all about. So there's something happening, beautiful happening in the industry. The challenge now, not challenge per se, but the encouragement has to be that we need to harness this energy before we lose it again. Okay. And that includes formalizing our industry, making sure that we have organizations that are running, we have guilds that are working, we have outfits that the government even acknowledges. You see, once the government acknowledges these things, then they can know how do they work in tandem with our industry. And that is when now we can start even being recognized within the tax brackets and stuff like that. Yeah, that's my thinking.
What would you want your legacy to be? Sisemi unakufa, but
yeah.
But what would you want your legacy to be?
I want to be known as one of those guys who played a part. Because again, I am very optimistic about what this industry has to offer. I know one day it's going to stand on its feet. And when it does, I want to be one of those guys on the Hall of Fame. Or is it on the Wall of Fame?
Hall of Fame.
Watch what was saying, Kawa
actually
played a
can
part.
Be both.
Right?
Hall and Wall of Fame.
I don't know if within the same question, if you'll allow me. I don't know if you're running out of time, but within the same time I've been around, I've tried to put up different initiatives that can outlive Peter Kawa. I have a talk show that I did with KUTV called Sanaa Talks, where people can sit around a table just like we are doing, and we talk about our industry. I mean, no one has ever given us an opportunity to sit around a table and just put three different directors on a table and talk about their craft, talk about their different choices or different styles of doing things. Have actors sit around a table and talk about their challenges and their wins. And then, so I have a talk show that I did with KUTV. I have a whole season, 15 episodes. Unfortunately, nimelemewa kupata platform ya kuionyesha tena after KUTV, but God willing, who knows, we'll find a place. Alongside Sanaa Talks, I have an online platform called sanaapost.com. Now, sanaapost.com is like literally one of my babies, the one that I really love so much. And I feel like if we get it right, then it will help those young people who knock on my door every other day. What's up? Unfortunately, sometimes I can't help you because pia mimi natafuta. Mimi nataka kwenda hiyo audition nitafute job, but niko na vijana wengi kwa WhatsApp yangu, DM zangu wananiambia niaje nitafutie role. So what I told them, I have created a website, sanaapost.com. Go there and create your profile. Put your photos there, put your videos there, put your bio there, and producers will come and tembea there.
Yes.
And when there was a time I actually even had around 150 people already created their profiles. So the likes of Akina Isaiah, Langiri would come and tembea and be like, I'm looking for someone like you. Anazieka kando and then ananiambia nipe namba ya huyu na huyu na huyu. And it helps them. So for me, those are the things that I would really want to outlive Peter Kawa. So that when that time comes, let people say, in as much as he's gone, that is the legacy left behind. Yes.
Nice.
Wow.
Thank you so much for coming.
No, thank you for the opportunity. Sometimes
Karibu.
just someone just wants to share these things in mtoke ndani. Ndio ajikumbushe, honestly, we have lived and we've lived a good life. So thank you so much for the opportunity, and you're doing a great job and really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching the episode. Please subscribe. I will see you guys not next week because the season is over. I've just realized that. I will see you guys on season 4 because we'll be taking a short break. Sawa.
Thank you.